Okay, also, I have so many questions about Lilith. Questions that will never be answered because she's dead. No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey besties! Welcome to
Literally Obsessed.
It's Cassy.
And Brittany.
Welcome back.
Woo.
Welcome to the new season.
Yes.
Second season.
First
episode of Iron Flame.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the second year, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
How are you all doing? Do you guys like the new
setup?
setup?
It might not always be like this, but we're trying something out. We figured it would be fun to do a little sleepover episode for the intro to Iron Flame.
Yeah. It just feels like we're, at a sleepover, spilling the tea, giving some gossip. So today's episode will be about Iron Flame, of course. We have a couple new things on the podcast. Nothing crazy, but just a few new names, a new era we're going into that we're just trying out. So we just have a few segment name changes that I think we're doing. Pretty much the same layout still, but just a little bit of a different name.
Be a little bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So instead of we're gonna say a synopsis, we're gonna say spilling the tea. I'm still kind of brush through them quickly, so we don't emphasize too much on all of them.
Yeah.
For our deep dive, which will be our favorite moments.
Yeah. And in case you're new here or missed the last episode where we talked about what we were going to be doing for Iron Flame, it's typically going to be about 4 episodes.
You do this every time, but I love that of you. That's one of my favorite. You're consistent.
I have to.
You're consistent.
I gotta edit it out.
No.
I just got called out too. One of John's friends was like, "Yeah, you had a stroke on the first episode," and I was like,
"A stroke?"
I was like, "It's true." We are.
Take it away.
We're typically gonna do about 4 chapters per episode. So today's episode will be covering chapters 1 through 4. We'll be doing a quick spilling the tea synopsis with us, and then the deep dive. We're still going to be sharing our favorite quotes and thriving and theorizing,
of course,
and final jam, which if you're new here is songs that we think should fit or would fit into these chapters that we're reviewing.
Yeah. And if you want to hear our playlist that we have, we need to make one for Iron Flame.
Yeah, we do.
Which kind of
it's kind of the same, but yeah.
Yeah, but we do have our Spotify playlist on our Linktree. So if you guys want to find our playlist there and listen to it, be sure to go to that and listen with us.
Yeah.
And if you have any songs that you think of while listening to this book, let us know. We talk about all the songs. Any song that Brittany and I find, we always send it to each other and we're like, oh my God, this reminds me of this part. So we love hearing whatever you guys have too.
Yeah. And then on that also, if you guys have any fun theories that you would like to share or you would like us to analyze, please email them to us. It's literallyobsessedpod@gmail.com. We'll have it linked in the description for you guys.
We could talk about it on the... Oh, was I going to say the episodes? But I don't know. It just didn't seem like the right word.
Before we get into everything, quick spoiler warning for y'all. We are going to be talking about everything from Fourth Wing, and even though we are only covering chapters 1 through 4 today, we will be talking about everything from all of Iron Flame to interviews with Rebecca Yarros, things happening over on Book Talk, our theories, everything's on the table.
Beautiful. Same thing for content warning. So we are not super into a steamy part of the book yet, but just regardless, because we do bring it up no matter what about some of the steamy parts. So this is a over 18 podcast, so if the content does disturb you, just log off. And I think that's pretty much it for our warnings. One thing I do want to go over is that Miss Rebecca saw our Instagram story.
Yes. Oh my gosh, how could I forget to mention that?
Hi, Rebecca. We love you. I was freaking out when I saw that.
She didn't repost. I'm a little sad, but she did see.
And I'll take it. That made our day.
Yeah, it did.
Even if you didn't even see it, Rebecca.
You just clicked on through.
I don't care. Thank you. Love you. Love you so much. We just had to shout that out because that literally made our day so much. Okay, no more surprises.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to remind ourselves of that.
No, totally. Okay, let's hop in to spilling the tea.
Spill the tea.
Take us away, Cassie.
Alrighty, so we start with chapter 1. We start the whole book with Violet being shocked that Brennan is alive, kind of where we left off, and Miss Girl keeps repeating it so we don't forget it. So she wakes up, she's kind of still like getting to the realization that her brother's alive, and Xaden's kind of just like in the background. He's like letting her do her thing. She's getting a bunch of information about her dragons. We learn that Indarna is still sleeping and she is not so baby girl anymore. She is now big baby girl. She's starting to be an adolescent. We also learn that when Violet was sleeping, she missed her birthday. Loki would have been pissed about that, but I get it. She went through it, so I understand. We learn that Brennan is a lieutenant colonel, not colonel, and his cover name is Azray.
I think it's Asray.
That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right. Azray? Isray? Colonel Isray?
I don't think so.
Isray?
I thought it was Asarai.
Asarai?
But it doesn't sound right. You're right.
Let us know how you pronounce it, but it's his like code name that Brennan had for when he lived in Athene. The next thing that happens is that the assembly questions Violet's loyalty, whether or not that she is safe to be there while they're all discussing, and now that she's exposed to Erasure, they're just questioning whether or not, because she's like General Sorengale's daughter. So they're all kind of talking about her fate then. The assembly, they also are trying to figure out whether or not to send the cadets back to Basgiath until they can supply the drifts. So there's a lot of like back and forth that we get with all of the assembly members. Chapter 2, we get into some catching up with family, some relative or some sibling talk. Imagine having a conversation with your sibling who you thought was dead for six years. Crazy.
Yeah.
So they do have a moment to talk together in private and kind of ask a couple questions. Violet asks Brennan where he has been, and they just kind of catch up since they haven't seen each other in 6 years. Brennan admits that they have limited what Xaden and the others know for their own safety, but that might have been a mistake. Violet proves to be a powerhouse of knowledge when it comes to the Venin and the Wyvern because of her fables, which is like pretty fucking badass. Like she's like over here like saying like, well, this is what I learned, this is blah blah blah, this is what I've always been saying, blah blah, and she just like comes out in like this whole powerhouse and proves that like her knowledge is so powerful. It's pretty badass of her. I love her. And Brennan actually reveals that Erasure has a ward stone, so they can actually generate their own protection outside of the wards, but they're useless. They need a luminary that intensifies dragon fire hot enough to smelt alloy into weapons to kill the Venin. And Violet is again brilliant, boss lady bitch, and knows that the knowledge to power ward stones must exist somewhere. So she's starting to think like, where can I find these? In the artifacts. She starts like kind of archives. Thank you so much. Yeah. She starts like to think about like, oh, are they friends with anybody? Do we have anyone who could be a connection? So she's her brain is it's turning. She goes out to see her dragons and finds a much bigger Indarna, and she's also black and not gold anymore. So she's kind of shook. She's shooketh. Indarna is now in adolescence thanks to accelerated growth from her using her powers when she had to stop time. So that kind of is revealed, and it kind of sends Violet down a emotional spiral, as a lot of things do. Indarna wakes up and she is giving Bambi on ice, and she says she can't stop time anymore because of now that she's older. The gang decides to head back to Basgiath within the next 40 hours because it's time to graduate.
Chapter 3. The gang lands back at Basgiath just before sunrise. Taryn tells Violet that the first 6 approached the dens over 600 years ago because they were desperate to save their people. The first Empyrean was formed, and the dragons bonded riders only to protect their hatching grounds from Venin. Neither species has been entirely truthful, and both have been using the other for their own reasons and for nothing more. And Darna, that is crazy.
That's crazy.
And Darna stays being sassy to Taryn throughout all of these chapters. But honestly, so is Violet. And she is very sassy and refuses to talk to Xaden through their mind-to-mind bond. But then the bells chime and it is time for graduation and the writers start pouring in. It's clear that nobody knows what happened to them throughout this time. And the second wing kids are bragging about winning the war games. Mm-hmm. But their plan is in action, and Violet and Xaden sneak away to Liam's room to retrieve the letters that he left for Sloane under his mattress. On their way out, Violet and Xaden run into Riddick and Rhiannon. Violet trusts Rhiannon to watch over Liam's letters and to make sure that nobody burns them. We'll get into that later. And then Violet asks Xaden for advice on how to not tell her friends what she knows. He tells her that she needs to keep it a secret from all of them for their own safety, and she needs to learn how to tell selective truths or keep her distance, which Miss Girl does not know how to do properly. Xaden confirms that he has known about Brennan since his death. What? And Xaden tells Violet that she fell for the leader of a revolution, so to some degree he won't be able to always tell her the whole truth. And then Violet gives him an ultimatum to tell her everything or she will unfall for him. Good luck, girly. The gang walks in to their names being called out on the death roll, and Xaden says, well, this is awkward.
Such an iconic moment.
Chapter 4. Everyone is surprised that the Marked Ones and Violet are still alive, and Colonel Atos is not happy. Xaden tells everybody that they were attacked by griffins at a lake past the wards, and General Sorrengail believes them, and Atos is pissed. Xaden and Dane have the biggest dick measuring contest that I have personally ever seen in front of the whole quadrant. I didn't see that.
Oh my god, that's good. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly. Xaden goes after Dane's pride and reminds him that if he ever thinks about touching Violet again, he can remember one word: Athbean. The third years get their orders, and Xaden lets Violet know that he'll find her before he leaves. Out of the 11 first years who came through their squad this year, there's now only 5 left, and our babies are now second years. Woo!
Snaps for that. That's some tea.
That's some tea.
The biggest dick measuring. That's every male's conversation.
Pretty much.
The biggest? Just crazy.
It was kind of crazy.
No. This one, okay, these chapters were long.
They were long. I forgot this about Fourth Wing. Every chapter is like 20 minutes long. And I'm
super
like, Rebecca,
short.
We don't need it.
Oh, right.
Were you going to say they're super short?
Yeah, and I didn't mean that. But I will say that Iron Flame really like hits it out of the park, because like second chapter is like 26 minutes long. For like the third chapter is like the same, and it's just like it's like that up until the end of the book pretty much. But we get like so much information in the first 2.
We do.
Like
That's
we
why.
we start the book quick.
Yeah.
Let's just get into the deep dive, because
in.
we have a lot to dive deep into. So we kind of start the train with like Violet already being fucking annoyed in its page 2. She's already annoying about Xaden and like about how she can't trust him, and I'm pissed.
Yeah.
It like right off the bat.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how annoying she fucking was in the beginning.
I didn't realize until my first reread. My first reread, I was like, okay, actually, she's very annoying.
No, she's so annoying.
Yeah, a lot of my notes actually are about how annoying she is.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm just thinking like it's kind of so different from the first book. Mm-hmm. She's so insecure.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like
don't know what for.
I don't know what. She's
turning heads
when she walks through the door. I forgot the lyrics for a second.
Don't need makeup to cover up.
I also just want to say, second page in, we're already talking about biscuits again.
I saw that you wrote that.
Because
I was like, girl, no, we can't.
I know, but I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that we're still talking about the food.
Yeah.
And it only exceeds because there is another food that we talk about in this book.
Okay.
The chocolate cake.
Oh, yes. Okay. No, I'm sorry.
Chocolate cake.
Chocolate cake.
When we get to that chapter, we should make a chocolate cake.
That would be fun.
We should do that.
We're getting kind of crazy on these episodes, guys. We're trying out different lighting.
We're on to a different hobby.
Oh my God, we could do a bonus episode of baking a cake with us.
Baking Zayden's favorite
and
cake.
Answering your questions. Is that something you guys would want to see? Let us know.
We will find Zayden's recipe, or we'll make our own.
We'll make our own. We know it's a moist chocolate cake. You don't like that word?
Mm-mm.
Okay, sorry.
A wet.
Balanced. Wet. You would prefer that over moist?
It didn't sound right. I also want to say I was trying to do the math, trying to figure out her exact birthday, because I was really looking into when they left, and it was I feel like it was at the end, if their school year ends in June, which normally it does, if this was like the finals, it would be, I feel like, towards like the middle of June.
Right.
So I think her birthday is on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer.
But they said that she's for sure a July baby.
Okay.
Zayden says her birthday's in July.
Okay, so then that actually helps me out a lot more, because I think it's towards like the end of that part, so like early July.
It's
early July.
Early
like
July.
maybe like July 1st, 2nd, 3rd. She's a Cancer.
Yes.
But I was just like really hoping that she was my birthday.
Oh, sorry.
No, but you're right. The facts say that she was born in July. So to add to that, I would just like to say, I know we just said she's annoying. I get it. She's naive. She's young. But it's like, I'm the same damn age, and I don't think I would act this way with my hot boyfriend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do think that to her, because I don't agree with how she acts, but then I get it. I do think that she's been lied to for like her whole life by everyone that she knows and loves. So I do get it, but I also think that the way she's reacting is very dramatic, and obviously later on when her friends find out and they're very chill about it, she's like, oh, I guess I could have handled this differently. It's like, yeah, you could have. Yeah,
very much. She just needed, like, I feel like, I know she has an older sister, but like she needed another, like, another set of eyes on her at all times to tell her, be like, girl, snap out of it. The house is fucking huge.
Yeah. Part palace, part home or something is what it says.
Quiet little oasis. And I just want to live there really badly.
I feel like I don't grasp the full, like, how big this house is, because when people come, there's hundreds of writers staying with them, and they, like, can all be housed in this place.
It's a palace.
It's a palace. How did Violet find her way around? She had never been there before.
She was able to find the room where they were all in the assembly.
She's like, I just followed the voices. There's no way, girl. In a palace?
I don't know, but I'm just envisioning the architect in there is, because it's made out of stone,
right? And
I just imagine just like these beautiful, like, arches, and like it's dark and musky in there, but like,
oh really? I'm imagining it to be light, actually.
You think so?
I think that it gets great natural lighting.
Okay,
but
beautiful,
but like stone.
Okay, I was
palacey.
Okay, I kind of like it. That feels more welcoming than what I was envisioning. I didn't think dark dungeon, but I'm thinking like the Ryersons were like a little grungy.
Okay, that's fair.
But
I guess I'm thinking more so like the main areas of the house where there's probably windows.
Yes, I agree with that one.
Zayden's bedroom, I feel like there's light pouring in. How big do we think his bedroom is?
I think it's pretty big. Anyways. I love good architect. And I think I envision it so pretty. Yeah. And I think it was good to emphasize because she talks about it, but I don't think she talks about it enough.
I would love to see some fan art.
Me too.
Or if there's fan art out there, let us know.
Yeah, we've seen some aspects of the house in fan art, but it wasn't any houses. It was just chairs.
Oh, yes.
So
Thrones, if you will.
Thrones, if you will. A regal place to sit. So this is a random thought that I had because I love this saying. I love the saying in books, movies, anything. The saying is, she fell first, but he fell harder. Do we think this applies to Xaden and Violet?
So I saw that you wrote this. I disagree, actually.
Okay. No, I see both sides. So I just wanted to hear.
I think that he fell first and harder.
Okay. So he's both.
Yes.
Beautiful. I only see the other side slightly. Just because I think she, of course, like during Fourth Wing was like questioning herself whether or not she loved him or not. I think she's always known that she loved him, but I think that he fell harder in a way of like, I didn't expect to love her this much.
Right.
More than she realized that same thought, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was like a cute, because I love those like mantras, but I also think that it's a little bit different. So that's why I kind of lean towards what you think.
Yeah. I think he fell first because he admits he fell first.
Right. But
like, I don't think that she was like falling for him at the point where he says he was already in love with her. She wasn't there.
I guess it applies to more of like the audience would think this, because we weren't told that like he loved her until the very end of Fourth Wing.
But see, I still don't think that she, like, I would be like, oh, she was like, she had a crush. I wouldn't be like, oh, she was falling for him until she literally says like, I'm in love with him.
Fair. Okay. I just wanted to hear your thought.
Yeah.
Because I see it. I see it.
I have seen some people say though, like they apply it to them, but I'm like, I don't know.
Cool. Beautiful. Stunning. I also am sick of her. Okay, it's a small quote. Why the fuck does she keep saying, and if I didn't know better, I think he means it?
I hate that
like,
she
bitch,
does that.
Spare us your fucking annoying ass things.
The way that
saying.
he's looking at me almost makes me think he loves me. Shut up, Violet. Shut up.
She's a pick-me girl.
Yeah,
Violet is a pick-me girl.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, how embarrassing for you to even think that, because look at what I get it that he's lied to you, girly, but you're just asking for attention. I'm being so mean to her, but I'm like, she's asking for it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, she makes me, I was going back and fact checking things he was saying, because she's like, you told me this, did you not? I was like, hold on. I was going back to Fourth Wing. I was like, actually, girly,
why are we pulling up the fucking receipts for a conversation that we weren't even involved in?
Exactly.
Stupid. Love you, Violet, but you're dumb.
Yeah. Well, going off of that, my next like 5 notes are about how annoying she is. Okay, she could have asked Brennan so many questions.
Yes.
Why didn't she? She could have asked him so many things, and none of the things that I feel like we wanted to be answered got answered.
No.
I'm mad.
What was the questions that she was like, I just asking like, so like, this is where you've been like this whole time? Yeah,
she's like, oh, so you've been hanging out in Ryerson House?
I would have been like, so how'd you die? Like, tell me the truth.
Yes.
How did what was happening during your death? How did you get here? How did this happen? I would have been like asking the hard-hitting questions.
Yes.
She was just like, so like, where's your room? Is it cool? Like,
yeah. So you've just been alive this whole time?
Living here this whole...
Bitch.
Was it the shock? What was holding her back?
I don't know.
Because we have to save that one question that she said. Okay, we'll save it later.
Okay, go yeah. And there's something she does here, but she also does it later, so I'll bring it up a little bit later, but I'm just a little upset. But on a 180, there is more mentions immediately about how closely Bodhi resembles Xaden.
Back to our theory last week of, or was it?
Whenever that was.
The theory that Bodhi and Xaden swap places, and Violet accidentally.
Well, that wasn't my theory.
Okay, that was my theory.
I was like, hold on, that was not my theory.
It wasn't it's not a theory I have. It's just like a fun, silly, crazy plot twist that I could see someone writing about that.
And it's fair. I said a love triangle, but I do know that Rebecca said that she hates love triangles. So I don't think that, I don't necessarily think a love triangle.
Then what's Dane, Xaden, and Violet in the beginning of Fourth Wing? What was that? It was a tease.
Yeah, I think that's why she like shut it down pretty quickly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, and I thank you for that.
Thank you, but
fuck Dane. No, I just want to see more fan art of Bodhi. I don't think we see enough.
Yeah, I do too. I agree.
I don't think we see enough. I've only seen like one.
And the ones that I see, he doesn't resemble Xaden that much.
No.
So, like, or at least the fan arts of Xaden don't resemble. Yeah.
Do you think he has like, I envision him with like a little bit of like a mullet cut.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not
really
see him that
what
way.
Did you see him as?
Like curly, shaggy hair.
Like, I'm thinking curly shag / mullet though.
Okay.
More than like Xaden is just like beautiful.
Right.
Not saying beautiful, mullets are ugly.
Thick.
But I'm saying that it's yes.
What is it called? Like a coif?
Sounds very much like a different word, but sure.
I forgot what it's called.
But I don't know. Xaden is like, I have an idea. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But Bodhi's is giving me like more edge.
Okay.
More edgy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just my hot take.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Anyone who can draw, please
let us
add
know.
a mully to him. Oh my gosh. Okay. The emphasis on how Brennan is exactly the same as I remember, yet different. What's different?
That's what I'm saying.
What's different? Is it because he's looks like a ghost?
Well, so part of it I think is just because he's older. She says that, like the only boyish thing about him is his dimples. There's like lines, like, I'm guessing like wrinkles.
Yeah, aging.
But there's just such an emphasis on like, he's exactly the same. But he's a little different. What's different?
I wonder if it's like more of a he's different because he's joined a rebellion type way, and like his persona and the way he carries himself is different. But I'm also like, is it because he has venom qualities in his like physical features, or ex-venom qualities where it looks like he was looking a little evil? The world is our oyster with it. I don't know.
It's true. Oh my god, I have so many spelling errors in this. I'm sorry.
No, my if you can see it, there's a lot of red underlines of things we could have changed.
Okay. Violet says that she bets Xaden is the most powerful in the room, and Taryn tells her for now. What does that mean?
What does that
Taryn,
mean?
What are we foreshadowing that maybe eventually she's going to be in the position because Xaden can't be because he's venom? You know what I mean?
I need to know her fucking second signet.
Yeah.
I have to know it yesterday.
She's going to be more powerful than him.
I think so.
Yeah.
She already is in different ways.
Is, yeah.
Knowledge is power.
Well, she also wields pure power.
Yeah.
Is what Taryn tells her.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, Kaori. Mm-hmm. No, oh my god. I'm sorry. Felix.
Those 3 different types of people. Or things. Or beings.
I'm sorry.
No, that's funny. I just think that Taryn, I don't know if he knows things or if he's just being a hype man. Imagine he's like, oh no, for now, bestie.
Well, no, I think they know things. I think dragons know all.
Can they like see into the future?
Prophecies? I don't know. Maybe.
The elders know stuff.
Yeah, the elders know.
Yeah.
Which I'm confused why Taryn is like not an elder, but
no, he seems like an elder. Was he an elder?
I don't think you can go back.
No, he's a retirement.
I don't think that's
retirement
how
plan.
It works.
I want to know actually more about that.
Yeah,
the dragons,
I do too.
But they don't. They emphasize that humans don't need to know about.
Yeah, but we need to know,
Rebecca.
We
need to know, Taryn. We need to know about your guys' ways. Oh my gosh. Love Taryn for calling out Violet. What would you have done with the knowledge that he shared, that he had shared with you? Like, I just think, yeah, Taryn, drag her. Like, because it's true.
Yeah.
What would she have done?
If she found out that Brennan was alive, nothing would have happened.
No.
Nothing would have been different. She would have been like, oh, I want to see him, but that's it.
And then she would probably still be pissed, being like, oh, why didn't you tell me the first time you ever saw me?
Exactly.
Like
why
on
didn't
the
you tell me
parapet.
yeah.
Like, oh, hey, by the way, your brother's alive.
Yeah.
And he's actually like a part of my rebellion that I've been, holding. Bitch, why would you say that? Like, no.
No, I
what
know.
would you have
I hate her.
done? No, because like realistically, what would you have done, Brittany?
I wouldn't have told the bitch anything.
Yeah.
She obviously can't keep a secret.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up because she is an oversharer.
Yes.
She likes to yap.
Yeah, she does.
She's like us.
I would have kept the secret though.
But this is a big secret.
Zayden can trust me. Don't worry.
So Zayden.
Don't worry, Zayden.
You're looking at some ladies who can actually keep your secrets and not make you get like, punished for it.
Yeah.
But that's like so silly for Taryn to say because he hates Zayden, but
well, I
gives
think
him a
he
hard
has
time.
to see the logic though.
Yeah.
He's like, you're being a little ridiculous right now.
You're crazy. You're being a crazy bitch.
No, I agree. I love him for calling her out. Okay, also, Imogen says Zayden has already taken responsibility for her, as brutal of a custom as it may be, which we find out later is the Tyrish custom of like physically marking yourself. I'll say when you're taking responsibility. So that's like all of the marks that Zayden has on his back. We find out later he has one on his heart that's for Violet, so he did it while she was dying. And then Violet's just like, what does she mean by that? Anyway,
she's so I would have been
the minute I was with Zayden, I would have been like, what
take
the
off your
hell?
fucking shirt.
No, I would have been like, what did Imogen mean by that?
Yeah, I don't know. I would have been actually I would have been like, okay, let's go back. What did you say about custom?
Yeah.
Brutal.
What do you mean he took responsibility for me? I know. It's so cute.
Inside and out. It's like, oh, it's so cute.
It's so
He
cute.
marked himself.
Yeah. It's so cute.
It's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Shut the fuck up, Violet. I don't even need. Go ahead.
Did you read it?
Yeah, just say
Just
it.
Violet saying, "Is that all I am?" Zayden's weakness.
Okay, you know what? I want to publicly apologize to all my friends out there that I recommended this, or talked about this series with. And refused when they said Violet is so annoying in the second one. Yeah. At first, I was a Violet apologist, and I was like, no, you just don't get it. I'm nervous for the rest of these episodes. This is all we're going to be talking about. Because honestly, it's kind of true.
You know what, though? It's not the focus of every single episode or every single chapter. So, I mean,
thank God for it, because we got enough. But, and also, I would like to be Zayden's weakness, and that's all my personality and my whole ego is.
I'd be fine with it.
I'd be fine with it. I'd be so fine with it. And she's just pissed for no reason.
I know. Also, that wasn't even what they said. She's twisting their words.
Oh my God, she's the most annoying type of person.
Yeah,
that you'll meet.
Yeah,
you're like, oh my God, I love that blue sweater. So if I was wearing a red sweater, you wouldn't like my sweater.
Exactly.
So you don't like my sweater. She would be one of those people.
She would. Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, sorry. It's just it reminded me of that part of Kim Kardashian. She's like you have to try the strawberry soda. It's so good.
Can I get the orange soda or whatever? Just you weren't gonna try my strawberry soda.
It's giving that pettiness. Oh, biatch.
That is fair.
Still love you, Violet, though.
I know. So we've already talked about we've talked about this before. #Brennan is Venom. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, please.
Okay. There is a moment where Brennan says, "One at a time." It says he holds his hands up like he's under attack, and I glimpse a rune-shaped scar on his palm before he grips the edge of the table. What the fuck?
Okay.
I know we've already covered it so much in Fourth Wing, but...
So, okay, the rune shape... rune shape. What is a rune shape? Is it like a star?
I don't know why I'm picturing a diamond.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know.
So a scar meaning like scar tissue.
She said scar, right?
Yeah.
Rune-shaped scar on his palm.
And you wouldn't ask about that?
Thank you. I would have been like, hold the phone. I
was like,
let me see your palm again.
Lift it up. Lift it.
I guess my questions are like, he's a healer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Actually, I don't have nothing.
We don't know it. We don't know about it, right? With that.
Yeah.
Because
no, it's never mentioned again.
Okay. Here's 2 theories I got so far, just off the bat. It could be like from, you said like his healers, but I would imagine that would be more like a magical being and not like something that had to be on like imprinted on his hand. I believe
it's only saying on one's, right? Not on both of his palms, on one of his palms.
On his palm.
Singular.
Yeah. Okay. Palm singular. If it was palms, it would be different. Yeah. But maybe he tried to do the wards by himself before.
Okay, see, that's what I was kind of thinking. But I actually have something that's going to combat that a little bit later, but go on.
No, which is fair because I feel like I know what you might be bringing up. Or it could also be a venom thing.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know what happens to you when you turn into a venom. Well, when you turn out of a venom.
It could be like our theory where people are saying that wyvern are controlled by runes and I don't know.
Maybe.
What? I just thought of something.
Oh my god, share.
Okay, this actually kind of goes into the next point.
Oh my god.
So it says that they think, I believe, who said this? I think Brennan said this actually, but that they think that they found the box that they had found at Ressin was a lore, and they had to destroy it before they could actually investigate it, but the craftsmanship was Navarian. So I was saying, hinting that the people inside of Basgiath are Venin, right? Which we know from the end of the book because Jack is like, there's a bunch of us among y'all, and they plant the lores so that they can come into Basgiath. Are you catching where I'm going with this?
No, I am, and I'm excited to fucking hear what you're gonna say.
So what if Brennan is the one creating these boxes with runes in them? And we know he's a craftsman. He created like the daggers. I'm guessing he made the saddle for Violet.
How fucking traumatizing is this going to be for Violet?
That's traumatizing. She is valid in the way she's acting.
Okay, so hold on. Let's rewind.
So
are you saying for the audience, let me close this. So are you saying that Brennan is Venin making these boxes to lure the Venin and for them to be able to cross into Basgiath and be in there, and he's doing this against the rebellion?
Well, it wouldn't give them the power to cross over. They only cross over because the wards fail.
Okay,
but it's luring them,
right?
I guess he doesn't have to be a Venin, but he's working with them.
There's too many reasons why he should be a Venin or was one. So let's just stick with that route. Okay, let's stick with Brennan and Venin.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Y'all heard that.
Y'all heard
that here first. Because that's such a good theory.
Thank you.
Because I totally forgot that Jack said that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, obviously we can, like, tell, like, a lot of the professors or generals are, there's something.
Right.
And it would make sense for Venin to be like more populated within Basgiath, at least just for like hiding the secrets wise. I feel like they would have to have a lot more people there. But I love that, Brittany.
Thanks.
Did you come up with that like right now?
I just came up with it as we were talking. I looked at my next point and I was like, wait a second. The pieces are coming together.
I hope we're not getting clowned
by Rebecca.
Yeah, I hope we're not.
It's a possibility.
She's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
All right, this is one of my favorite points that you and I think we've talked about this before.
Oh yeah.
So it's safe to assume that Brennan is gay or bi, queer, and was with Naolin. So I went in to find this exact spot because I feel like I remember exactly where you were talking about.
Yeah.
It was when Violet was chatting with Brennan and trying to catch up with him. She's like, so what else do I know about you? Do you like, are you in a relationship? Do you have kids? Like, where do you live? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I wouldn't know any of this because I didn't know you were alive.
Right.
And he says, no partner, no kids, point made.
Right.
He says partner.
Yes. Yes. No straight man would say partner.
No straight man.
I'm sorry, but no.
No. In a progressive, amazing world, people would all just say partner, but straight men normally don't say partner.
Right.
Normally. I'm not saying all. Normally. So, and it's also like his relationship with Naolan.
Somebody did comment on our TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And they were saying, like, why did Naolan want to save Brennan so bad?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question, isn't it? Why?
They were secret lovers.
That's what I think.
They were secret lovers.
Yeah.
And I love this because I hope so. We don't have enough gay characters in this book.
Well,
we don't have enough.
Okay. It's like there's a few. There's quite a few actually.
There is a few. But I would love if Brennan was gay.
Hold on. I want it for the people out there.
You better clean it up.
No, I just feel like for a second you were acting like we didn't have any. I was like, no, this is
I know we got
a pretty
some queer people.
Book. We have a transgender person. We have bi. We have like lesbian. We have it all. So I was like, hold on. I just want to clear that up for a second.
Brittany's an ally, okay?
I am. I promise.
I'm also an ally because I'm also in that division. But beautiful. I hope we get a little bit of a backstory on Onyx Storm, please. Thank you. Which kind of like doesn't fit but also fits because it's like dragon talk. Why doesn't Sigil like Brennan? Does it have something to do with
sorry, go on.
No, go on, because I think we're going to say the same thing.
Well, we know that Naolan was Taryn's old rider, so obviously they spent a lot of time together. He probably was able to... No, he was not able to talk, but Naolan was able to talk to Sigil. I don't know. But there has to be... I know Sigil's a picky girl.
She is
but there has to be a reason she doesn't like him.
Is it because...
he killed Taryn's rider?
Yeah. And it put Taryn through like an emotional
state.
But that's not Brennan's fault primarily. But I get it. She's hurt. She's hurt.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find it sketchy. Violet is just on my last fucking nerve, and we're only on chapter 3 at this point. Because her telling Taryn to tell Sigil to tell
that
Xaden
was stupid
that she wants to talk. I'm sorry, girl. What?
And she's like, she goes to Xaden and he's like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you just say, like, we got this over here?
I love how he's like, did you forget?
And she's like, I don't know. It just feels a little intimate.
It feels a little too intimate.
And he's like, that's not like what this relationship is.
He's like, okay, but us having fucking sex in my bedroom was not intimate enough for you.
What the fuck?
I hate her.
Pick
so
and
much.
choose your battles, girl. I don't get it. And in that conversation, they were just bickering the whole fucking time. The entire time.
I do have a moment that I love though.
Okay.
And it's when she says like, it's too intimate, and he's like, intimate? We're not intimate, really? And then he's kind of like, interesting, because I've had you like blah blah blah, and she covers his mouth, and then he kisses her palm. It's just so cute.
See, that would have made me just fold.
I would have been like, okay, we're fine.
I'm like, just kidding. Give me a little smoochie.
Never mind, I don't remember why I'm mad anymore.
Aw,
it's just
so
cute.
soft of him.
Yeah.
Aw.
But
not
I
over that.
still hate Violet.
She's so annoying. Oh my gosh. Okay, good point, girl. Like Xaden already calling how poorly Violet communicates.
We're on chapter 3.
We're on chapter fucking 3 of this second book. Because during that conversation, she's going back and forth, and he's like, okay, are you willing to do this? Are you able to hold all these secrets? You can't tell Rhiannon about anything. Like, I know you trust her, but this, like, think about it. Like, you're saving their lives by not telling them the entire truth. She's having a hard time. So what does she say? She says something like, they're talking about communication, and she's like, well, something like, well, obviously, like, I forgot the exact quote in it, but what is it that she brings up?
I do remember that she's just like, ironic coming from you.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never lied to you before. And she doesn't want to believe him.
Yeah, she doesn't. And then he's like, oh, so much for like communication or something like that. And she's just like, ugh. I was like, yeah, girl, you sound like a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Like, what you're saying is exactly what you're blaming.
Yeah.
Like Xaden for.
Yeah.
And you're doing the same thing. So dumb.
Also, this is just the We Hate Violet episode.
I think it is.
But, okay, her asking questions, people beginning to tell her the answer, and then her saying, don't tell me until I learn how to shield Dane out. And then still being upset that she doesn't know everything. And it happens twice. So it happens with Brennan, and it also happens with Xaden. And she's asking him a question. He's like, yeah, so, and she goes, don't tell me until I learn how to shield Dane out. And he's like, okay. And then she's like, but you're going to tell me everything, right? And it's like, he's like, yeah, just ask. And she's like, well, no, because I don't know how to shield Dane out. So then what do you want? And go on.
No.
Because I have a second point.
It was the point of, he like explained it. He was like, I will tell you everything you want to hear. Mm-hmm. Like, but I'm not going to promise that it's stuff that you will like to hear. And then he kind of goes on, and she's like, oh, so you're not going to tell me everything? And he's like, and she goes, and like
that's where I had to fact check her, because she's like, in your bedroom, you told me. And I was like, wait. No, I actually don't remember him saying that.
Let me pull up the receipts, girl. Because she's like, she's over here saying, what was the one? It was like it was not something she said to him, but she said it to herself. She was like, he is not doing this to me again.
Yeah.
I was like, doing what?
Doing what? And again? What do you mean?
What do you mean again? This is a recent thing. This is recently a fight you guys have been having.
Yeah, like the last 48 hours.
No, I'm just so confused as to why the title has to be We Hate Violet. Violet's annoying.
Annoying.
I just think that it's all of what she's saying doesn't add up to what she's accusing, and he's pointing it out to her, and she's like, oh, look at him, just fighting with me, because he just wants to fight. He doesn't love me. He just wants to fight. Projecting.
Yes. Also, going off of all of this, I hate how much people get interrupted in this book, and it's always when we're about to receive information, and it's usually Violet doing the interrupting. Like, we're about to get a big piece of information, and she's like, don't tell me, or something. I'm like, why? I know there has to be a reason for it, but I'm annoyed.
Because there's 5 books. We can't find it all.
I know, but I'm annoyed.
I know, I get it. You're right. It is always usually her.
Yeah.
She's always like,
I can't know yet.
That's her. Ooh. Do we think that resurrecting will come into play soon? Oh, okay. This is your theory with the burning everything. I like this. Okay, so it says they say they burn everything so they can't resurrect people, right? Violet says that Rhiannon's people don't believe in burning everything either. So is it because they believe in resurrection?
I don't know. I'm just curious if resurrection is gonna... And I actually now have a theory that's gonna tie into this. Okay. So when we get to that section...
Does it say... Is it a Navarian thing, or is it a Basgaia thing? Or is it a culture thing?
I can't remember actually. Oh. I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna have to do a search of the word resurrection in my Kindle and see what comes up.
Because I'm imagining if it is a part of Basgaia, then that's even more sus, because it's like, of course, they don't want the one thing.
Right.
I don't know. That's a pretty good theory, girl.
Thank you. I'm just laughing at how mad we are at Violet. So Violet asking Xaden how he lies to people he cares about. Like, she's like, how do you do it? And
oh my god,
like, do what?
I hate this scene.
lie to people that you care about. And then he's like, Violet, for the record, I don't lie to people that I care about.
And she's like, it's not an insult. I'm just like, curious, genuinely curious on how to do it.
She's giving Disney Channel movie. She's giving Debbie Ryan.
I literally hate her.
How do you do it? It's not an insult. I just need to know. Huh?
This bitch confuses me with everything she says.
Bless Xaden for having the patience to deal with her.
So much patience, and he's so sweet to her throughout like this entire fucking time. No, he's so sweet.
He can have any girl he wants, and he's like
choosing this annoying bitch. Sorry, I love Rebecca. I love the characters you make, but this is I don't know. She's just being like, maybe we would be like this. I don't know.
I mean, I think I
hope
would
not.
To some degree, I'm like, I would slightly be insecure also knowing I had such a hot boyfriend that everybody else wants. But on the flip side, or I'd be super confident because he chose me.
Right. It's either one. It's give or take.
Maybe I would flip-flop depending on the day.
Maybe. Oh, this is good. Okay, Xaden knowing about Brennan since his death. Like, how did... Okay, yeah.
Like, he was there on the battleground.
This could have been a question that Violet could have asked.
Yes!
Could have been.
And he tells her. Like, she's like, how long have you known about Brennan? He's like, since his death.
And she gets shocked. She's like...
And then she's like, all right, time to go graduate.
She said, I'm kind of like, she in her thought, she's like, wow, I'm just like really surprised that he like said that.
That's right. She's like, oh my God, you answered my question.
Yeah, that's what
bitch,
he's been doing.
Always answered your question.
What's different? Nothing's different. We really, everyone, how many counts? Count how many times we've fucking said that she's so annoying.
I hate Violet. She's annoying.
No, okay, so, all right, going back to the Brennan thing. I just thought of Wallows.
Shout out to Brennan. I mean, Brayden.
We're at peak Delulu hour.
It's midnight right now, guys, so we're not doing well.
So, all right, so if Brennan was resurrected or he was a Venin, how the fuck did Xaden get a hold of him?
Do we think that Xaden knows something?
I mean, he hasn't like given the selective truth about it.
Because
he's okay. So
that's what I mean. I'm confused how maybe I don't know. I'm like, did Brennan actually not get stabbed like we think he did? Well, he did say that Naolan saved him. And it cost him everything.
What does that mean?
He's a Venin. Obviously. I don't know. What?
Wait. No. I don't like it.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay.
My theory, I'm going to store that for later.
Okay.
When
fine.
I find more about Brennan.
Okay. So also Violet being so insistent that Xaden has to tell her everything. Keep in mind, guys, they've only known each other for like
barely a year.
Maybe even under a year.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking like, okay, I understand that you are like, okay, let's boil it down. Mm-hmm. She is tied to this man. Her life is tied to this man. I get it. She wants to know everything because she wants to be well prepared. Yeah. She's a knowledge is power girl, so she has to know everything.
Right.
Which makes me think, why isn't she in Tinzik?
Uh-huh.
Why is it because that she's already have all this power of being a scribe and like she has all this knowledge? So I get it in the fact that she wants to know everything because she wants to like come into every situation with the most knowledge and be smart enough to like kind of work with it.
Right.
But I'm like, have you ever hid a secret from someone?
No.
A personal secret?
Bullshit. Because I also feel like Violet has to have secrets that we don't even know as the reader.
Yes.
And that she's not telling Xaden. Actually, he probably knows them because he's in Tinzik.
Right.
But she has to have secrets.
I think so. And so many secrets that like I feel like are also hidden from like the viewer, like you just said, like the audience, because she'll say things and then she'll just like not really give an answer to them or an explanation of what she just said.
Exactly.
So I'm like, okay, like let's be real. How many of us like have our own personal things that we don't really tell anybody?
Oh yeah.
So many things, which is natural and normal and nothing wrong with. It's just as like being, you know, a human.
Right.
And she's like, no, actually Xaden can't have those natural rights. He has to tell me everything under the sun.
I'm also just like, what does everything mean to? I feel like she's the type of person that would get pissed off if he's like, that shade of blue is my favorite color. She'd be like, what the fuck? Why didn't I know that?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, bitch, because it did come up in a conversation.
She's also not asking all the questions.
Exactly.
And he tells her that. He's like, if you ask me, I will tell you.
Right.
Because I feel like he also just doesn't want to blurt out information that is unnecessary or like, you know, nothing that she needs to know.
He also literally tells her, like, I want you to ask me stuff. I want you to know, like, learn about me. And she just doesn't. Like, she's like, oh, I have to ask the questions. Oh, only the things you want to answer.
She's like, oh, I'm the only one having to put effort in. Girl, take off the rose-colored glasses, okay? She just... You
fell for, like, a CIA agent.
No. Okay, yeah. You know what? Let's talk to the people who work for, like, the Social Security or, like, the Secret Service, whatever.
I bet that they can't tell their partner what they did at work that day.
Same thing.
Anyway. So, Violet giving Xaden an ultimatum and then him calling her bluff on it.
She just thinks that she's outsmarting him and like trying to trick him, which is toxic.
Right.
What was the ultimatum?
That he has to tell her everything or she'll get busy unfalling for him.
Also, why did she say it like that?
No, I know. But I also love how he's like, good luck. I've been trying for months.
Like, he's so fucking... He's like, he even says like a full time. He's 5 months.
5 months. I've been trying. Have they not known each other for a year? No. They just kissed. That's when he started. It's been 5 months since the kiss. 5 months.
Oh, December. That makes sense.
Okay.
Wait. No, it doesn't. Because wasn't it in December? Wasn't it kiss in December? 5 months is May.
You're right.
It's supposed to be July.
Okay. I might need to go back and do some research on this. He says 5 months for sure.
He says 5 months. Yeah. I remember. Okay. What happened 2 months in?
Maybe it was January. It doesn't matter.
Still doesn't add up.
I have to look. But yeah, you're right. Timeline is a little messed up.
Maybe he doesn't know how to do math.
Aw, sweet baby. He's got to be bad at something. We found it. It's math.
Oh my god, we dragged him for that. Oh my god. Okay. The foreshadowing of Xaden telling her mom, I chose to save your daughter. We'll find out what that means later.
Yeah, because of their deal. But we don't know that at this time.
I can't believe we don't know that yet.
I can't believe it either.
I cannot.
There's mentions of it in literally Fourth Wing. And I'm like, oh my god, we don't know what that means.
Because he's always just like, I made a deal.
Yeah. I made a deal.
Like, you mean
or he's
so
always
much
like,
to me.
just watching your daughter.
What does that mean? And we didn't know?
We didn't know. But
he's so quick with that. And she literally, Lilith is like.
Yeah, she's like, damn, okay, fair.
Damn, I get it, Violet. She's like,
She's like, ooh, I love a man in charge.
Love that. Nice.
Okay, also, I have so many questions about Lilith. Obviously, in this moment, questions that will never be answered because she's dead. But...
Damn. Yeah, she is.
Sorry, no, she is. But, okay, obviously she didn't know about the war games, and she's mad at Atos, right? Is this where she first starts not trusting him, or has she kind of been double agenting this whole time?
All right.
I don't necessarily think she's a double agent, but like, do we think she was on to Atos?
Okay, so bringing up my theory that everyone's Venom and that Lilith, I don't know if Lilith, have I said that Lilith was Venom?
I don't think you said either her or Violet's dad.
Okay, I don't know if I really believe that Lilith was.
Okay.
I think she honestly has always been trying to figure out how to defeat Venom.
Okay, yeah.
Which makes me think that her dad was a Venom, whatever. So when they have this conversation and General Ados is like trying to like prove Xaden wrong and be like, oh, well, that's pretty interesting. And Xaden's like uncovering the truth. And then Violet says everything. I feel like it's all intentional of why Lilith wanted them to prove General Ados wrong in front of everybody. Colonel Ados.
Hey, we can't get canceled we keep saying the wrong names, girly.
I know. Well, it says, okay, I don't know where I saw General, and I think I saw
General Sorengale.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Colonel
Ados.
Colonel Ados. He's like obviously getting his point proven from the two of them. I think that there has, like you said, like I think there has been a double agent this whole time, even though she might not reveal it because they're supposed to look like a powerhouse of, whoever.
Right.
But if she is someone who's trying to defeat Venom, I have a theory that Dane's dad is Venom. I just think it's very obvious. So yeah, I agree.
Well, and so also it says that she's confirming things with her dragons.
Yeah, because Xaden's like, oh, we got here like a half hour ago. You can ask
Aimser or whatever her dragon's name is. So my question is, obviously the dragons know, but the dragons keep things from their humans. So is he lying to her to protect the Empyrean, or does she know so he doesn't have to lie to her?
I feel like Lilith is was very powerful woman of knowledge, and even at the end we kind of get that, which we'll get into later, of course, but I just think that she's smarter. She knows how to play the game a little bit more, so I would envision that she would know, right? But also I can see where, like you said, like of course, like we know the dragons like to hide things because they don't think that humans should know everything. I don't know which one I kind of like go towards, but I feel like she would have known. She's just like checking in. Okay, good point. So with that whole conversation and how like he was so Dane's dad, he was like so forceful about everything. What did he want to happen in that like whole situation? That's very real. Obviously he wanted them dead, but now they're alive. He's saying that they're lying, which is proving the fact that he's sus. Right.
That's the thing is, okay, in my mind, so he's like, they're lying, they're not telling the truth. But if they tell the truth, what would have happened? We would have just skipped part 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where they tell the truth and everyone goes with them. But my thing is, they could have killed them. Sure. So they could have been like, there's Venom out there, and then they kill them. But then like the secret still would have been out.
So either way.
So what did he want to happen? I mean, he wanted them dead.
He wanted them dead. But no, I get it. It's like the either possible outcome of like whether or not people were going to find out about Venom.
Yeah.
The secret would have still been out.
It's so weird to me.
No, I don't get it.
It would have just jumped to part 2 where they're like, so everyone, Venom are real. And then it's like, you can come fight with us or you can stay here. We just would have gotten there 6 months earlier.
We wouldn't have had to go through a lot of shit for that.
Yeah.
No, everyone's calling on his bluff, I feel.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that. I'd be like, okay, this guy's sus. Why is he saying that they're lying about something?
Right. And which I think is funny because then Xaden or Violet is like, so then, why would we lie unless there's something else out there? And then he gets mad about it. Yeah. And it's like, well, yeah, what do you want them to say?
Because what they said was
believable.
Very believable.
Yeah.
And it was honestly way more like simple and less, suspicious that they were sent out there to die.
Right.
But he was like, actually, no, you're lying. Actually tell the real truth. And he's like, Okay, fine. If you really want me to, you guys sent us there to die.
Yeah. I don't know.
Stupid.
Just sketchy. But I have a quote here. It says, this is from Violet to Dane when she sees him at graduation. And she says, touch me and I swear to the gods I'll cut your fucking hands off and let the quadrant sort you out in the next round of challenges. Dane Atos. She's a fucking loose cannon. Imagine her yelling that. Like, touch me and I'll cut your fucking hands off. Right?
Okay, because when I was reading that today, the way that she explains his face is like he was like, you don't mean that, Violet. What the hell? Yeah, okay.
I'd be scared too if my best friend was like, touch me and I'll cut your fucking hands off. I'd be like, oh shit, what the hell? What did I do? I mean, he gets it. He knows he
understands
fucked up,
it, but it's just so funny. Can you imagine?
And then everyone's like, the hell is wrong? Like, what did they go through? It was not Griffin.
She really went fucking crazy because she was yelling.
She's yelling.
Touch me and I swear to God, I'll cut your fucking hands off.
And then Zayden's just like, I think she's serious.
She could hurt you. She might. Okay, I love this part, and I'm so glad you also like this part too. There's like a couple quotes from like
this is the dick measuring contest.
So Rhiannon's like, after that whole little part, she's like, well, that was interesting. I think Xaden says something like, what is he? Oh, I fucking have the quote.
He tells him like, let's be real. It was never you. It was never gonna be you. You know it. I know it. The whole quadrant knows it. And it was a little Xaden. That was unnecessary.
It was. He was like, he just wanted people to fucking know.
Oh yeah.
So that whole like thing was happening, and Rhiannon says like, oh, that was interesting, and then Nadine's like, well, that was hot.
No, I literally been like, that was hot. I wish I had the wing leader and the section. What is he? Not a section leader. Squad leader. Wish I had them both fighting over me, but that's just me.
Literally so fucking real for that.
No, I know.
Because I feel like we would definitely be like, that was kind of hot.
No, I was, because Violet's like, oh my God, now everybody knows that like we have a thing. Like, okay, first of all, girl, we've been new.
Everybody knows.
I'd be like, hot. She's got two men of power going after her. Good for her.
Snaps for Violet.
Okay. Also, so I just it's just crazy to me that they just advance right into second years at that moment. He's like, all right, from this moment forward, you are now second years.
Forward.
They don't, like, immediately parapet is tomorrow. Like, they don't get a summer vacation.
They're fighting a war. They don't get to have the High School Musical 2 effect of just being able to go somewhere.
I just can't believe they have to go. Dude, the anticlimactic graduation happens. Yeah. And they're like, all right, tomorrow is business as usual. Back to the parapet. What the fuck? They don't get time to prepare. They don't get a vacation.
No, because they can't even go home until after their second year, right?
Dude.
Or during their second year.
They can leave during their second year. But
that's so true.
Considering Violet's room is on campus. She doesn't have to go far. Which I have so many questions about where they live.
Yeah.
Like where
her
family.
Is the house in the map?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No. I feel like it's just like a general's quarters.
Just a little hut on the side.
A little hut. I'm dead. No, it's true. Why don't they get a break?
Yeah, like give them a week. I don't know. Maybe they do and I'm forgetting, but I don't think so.
In synopsis of diving deep into it, Violet's just annoying.
Yeah, we hate her.
Anyway,
let's go on to our favorite quotes, shall we? Cassie, do you want to start us off? Because you have way more than me, so.
No, it's all kind of the same.
Nice.
So my first one's from chapter 1. Violet says this, and I kind of like love it, but I also like she is annoying in this, which really hurts considering how pathetically in love I with him I am. Yeah, she's like outing herself that she's pathetically in love. Mm-hmm. But she also says it's like really hurts her. Mm-hmm. I get it. That's what love is, you know. I'll do a second one.
Okay.
This is also from chapter 1. It says, and what would you have done with the knowledge that he'd shared? Taryn asks, stop bringing logic into an emotional argument. which is what Violet says. It reminds me of like two besties talking, and it's like one's being like logical, giving advice, and the other one's like, no, I just need you to be Delulu with me.
Right.
I need you to feed you into my Delulu. But I'm like, I do appreciate Taryn being real, and her, I don't appreciate her being like, actually, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Don't tell me the truth.
Okay, so this is from Brennan in chapter 2. He says, something killed off the Venin 600 years ago during the Great War, and we are actively searching for that weapon. Which is Andarna, which is Violet, which is both of them. I don't know.
I'm gonna have to add that into next week's Thriving and Theorizing. I do have that theory about Andarna and this and all of that stuff. I'm gonna have to add that in there. I'm gonna do these two ones because they're just about Xaden, and of course, still chapter 1. He says like, I think this is at the assembly. He's like, decision was simple. She's worth a dozen of me. What a lovely guy. What a lovely thing to say about the love of your life. Same thing. This is just something that Violet like catches. It says, a corner of Xaden's mouth rises, and the pride that flashes through his expression is unmistakable. And I think that's when she like was speaking for herself in the assembly, being like, she is right here listening. And I'm like, yes, because he loves a supportive, independent woman.
Okay, my last one is from Xaden chapter 2. I just love, by hitting him in his biggest weakness, his pride. Talking about Zane.
That is fucking true.
And he does.
He shames him. My last one is, I loved this quote, and I didn't remember this at all in the reread, but it is from chapter 2. And I don't know, I think Violet is just like going through her spiral again about what love means to her. And she says, love doesn't even have the decency to die. It just transforms into abject misery. That's what this ache in my chest is. Misery. I was like, wow, that's kind of poetic.
That was very poetic.
It's a little poetic.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, oh, I like that. Pretty good.
Good job, Violet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move into Thriving and Theorizing.
I almost said the wrong thing.
Oh, no. We have a couple of theories for y'all this week. My first one isn't really a theory. It's just, I just have so many questions about Lilith. I would just like for us to keep this on the back burner. What did she know?
I don't know.
I don't know. We've talked about her enough. Her maybe being a Venin. Her husband maybe being Venin. There's just something sketchy about her. And I feel like we're never going to get the answers. So
I also want to know if what she knows about Xaden and Violet's relationship. You know what I mean? And if she truly did know that they were, I don't think she knew that they were being sent off to.
No, she didn't. I think it's pretty confirmed that she did not know.
But I wonder if like, when she's like in meetings and stuff and they're talking about stuff, do they hide stuff from her?
Well, she said that she was letting Colonel Atos take over the war games. So that's, I think, why she did not know.
Oh, okay. That's good to remember. Going back to what we said earlier about Brennan's name being meaning,
I think we think it's Ashrai.
Yeah, we just watched it. I can't remember.
We watched a pronunciation video.
Don't remember. Means resurrection. What the fuck? Rebecca, you're smart for that. I remember reading the first time, and I think there was a couple like TikToks that you had sent me, and you're like, oh, this is like, I'm gonna slide you this information, right? Because a lot of the names and words is like Scottish.
Yes, Scottish Gaelic.
Scottish Gaelic, and they all have like different meanings. Brennan's meaning resurrection, it's too clear.
No, yeah,
it's like clear like water.
My theory is true.
It's very true. But what resurrected him?
Naolan.
But like,
silly
for
question,
what?
Cassie.
But for what?
Yeah, I don't know.
What costed him for that? What costed what? You know what I mean?
The grammar's not here tonight.
It's not here. But that's crazy.
So going off of that, we actually got a comment about this on one of our TikToks, and I think the username is Blaze Icky.
Shout out
to you. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but they pointed out that, and I did fact check this to make sure it's correct, Naolan's name means God of the Sun. So the name Naolan means
sun.
God of the sun. And Kaori says, this is a direct quote, resurrecting someone from the dead, now that makes you a god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Of the sun.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I feel like it's pretty confirmed.
How come some people's names are meanings and some people don't?
Most of them, I will say, so
planned.
I do know that Violet's name, they asked her if she named her Violet, if Rebecca named her Violet, just so that Xaden could call her Violence, and she said yes.
Oh, okay.
So
that's a good enough reason.
Maybe we should look up, like, what does Xaden mean? It means growth, abundance, or progress.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Cleansing beam of light or little fire.
He's a little fire. That's really interesting. Gods of the sun.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, because like obviously there's a lot of Greek mythology,
right?
Inspiration,
right,
for this. Oh my god, he was a god.
I don't know.
I mean, it's pointing. It's pointing to it.
Something's interesting, though.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna have to get into a little bit more theories about it. I think we should start talking more about names. And what they mean.
And the dragons' names,
Dragons' names. Dragons' names is a big thing, actually.
Yeah.
I forgot what Terran's means, but I know it means pretty something.
Thunder, I think.
And of course.
Yeah.
Lightning. I think that's all we have for thriving and theorizing.
Okay, let's move into Final Jam. Final section.
These songs are kind of...
Wait, you changed it.
I did change it because I agree.
Okay, fine.
I agree. The first one I have is I'm Gonna Get You Back by Taylor Swift from the newer album. It just talks about like, and I'm determined to get you back. It's Xaden's song for this whole book, pretty much. This is also Xaden's song.
We love this song.
I love this song. NFWMB, or Nothing Fucks With My Baby by Hosier.
We love you, Hosier.
We love you, Hosier. Shout us out. We love you so much. He totally writes in Xaden's POV.
No, for sure. He was written by a woman.
He was written by a woman. Love that song. If you haven't listened to it, so good. Just think of Xaden. And then the last one that I have is just a shout out to Liam, because I didn't get to say this in the last one. I forgot about it. But Bigger Than the Whole Sky. And like the lyrics are like, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. You were bigger than the whole sky. You were more than just a short time. I think that's it for Final Jam. You didn't have anyone, right?
No. Did you finish your thought though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Literally most of our Final Jams are just Taylor Swift and Hosier.
The Taylor Swift is Cassy. And the Hosier's combination.
I'm doing it too because Rebecca would want us to talk about Taylor Swift about it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I gotta do it for the author.
We need to do an episode where we analyze the lyrics she's posted.
Yes. Today she posted one today, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
This book is gonna be rough.
It's gonna be a rough one. With that being said, though, I think that kind of closes out the first episode of Iron Flame. Woo!
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
One out of many. For Iron Flame.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing this all summer, guys. So
strap in. Okay, so just a fun little reminder, if you guys want to join our newsletter, it's just something that we will send out once a month.
Yeah, at the first of every month.
Yeah, so we will send that out, just kind of like updates about the podcast, stuff that we're reading, stuff that we're like literally obsessed about. So if you guys want to subscribe to our newsletter, the link should be in the link tree, and you can find that in the descriptions or on our Instagram, and go and check that out. That way you can stay updated with the podcast. It's a fun thing that we've recently just made.
Yes.
To interact with you guys.
Yeah. Also, as always, follow us on TikTok, on Instagram at Literally Obsessed Pod. You can find us over there. We're there a lot more often. And yeah, I think that's it for this episode.
For sure.
So
thanks for hanging out with besties.
Guys. Be sure to like this video if you're watching on YouTube. Rate us, Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
And tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Email us your theories.
Everything. We want to hear from you.
And
we'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah.